A photographer told police that he was punched in the face by Taylor Swift's father on the Sydney waterfront, just hours after the pop star's Australian tour ended. Ben McDonald said he provided police with a statement alleging that Scott Smith attacked him at the Neutral Bay Wharf, where he and Taylor Swift had just come ashore from a yacht. The photographer said he decided to report the attack to police despite not being seriously injured. He said, "It was just a punch in the chops, it was a little tender, but I don't have any bruising and it didn't require medical assistance." He went on to say that in 23 years he has never been punched by the talent or their parents, so he was clearly shocked by the incident. For her part, Taylor's representative accused members of the media of aggression during the interaction. They said two individuals were aggressively pushing their way towards Taylor, grabbing at her security personnel and threatening to throw a female staff member into the water. The New South Wales police force confirmed that they were investigating that attack. Taylor left the country on a private jet on Tuesday after more than 600,000 fans saw the Australian leg of her Eras tour. So what really happened? The photographer said he had been waiting to take a picture of her when she was walking with her entourage from a jetty to two waiting cars. Quote, "There were about 4 or 5 security there, and at one point, one of the American security started shoving his umbrella into me and my camera, and then Taylor got in her car. Someone else came running at me and punched me in the left side of my face. Initially, I thought it was an Australian security that was trying to be the hero of the moment in front of the Americans, but as it turned out, it was her father." McDonald said that he realized this alleged assailant was not a part of the security detail after he saw a photo of him holding Taylor's hand while reviewing photos from the evening. He later identified Scott Swift from an online picture and said that there had been no cause for violence. Quote, "We didn't go rushing down the jetty. We didn't go rushing to the back of the boat. We waited for her to come up. We kept it civil. But no, they had to be rude and put the umbrellas up and umbrellas over her and then shove the umbrellas into our faces and make out that we're the ones making contact with them." Like many celebrities, Taylor Swift has had a rocky relationship when it comes to the media, especially the paparazzi. Back in 2015, she was accused of double standards in her row with Apple Music over music streaming. So Apple Music did a 180 of their payment policy when she threatened to prevent them from streaming her album 1989. She argued that Apple withholding payments during a 3-month trial period was not fair for artists. Around this time, she was called out by photographer Jason Sheldon, who claimed that she was also not playing fair when it came to image rights. Some of the claims he made in an open letter to Taylor went viral, and it brought up some very interesting questions about the industry. In one part of the letter, he wrote, "If you don't like being exploited, that's great. Make a huge statement about it and you'll have my support. But how about making sure you're not guilty of the very same tactic before you have a pop at someone else? With all due respect to you, Taylor, you can do the right thing and change your photo policy. Photographers don't ask for your music for free. Please don't ask us to provide you with your marketing material for free." Mr. Sheldon, who runs a Junction 10 agency, also spoke out about the restrictions and complained that he and other photographers had been called out to hand over some of their rights to images from her live concerts. To cover a performance in March of 2011, he said he had to sign a permission form that granted Taylor's management company long-term rights to reuse the images, which would prevent him from featuring them. Quote, "What's more, they can give my image to my clients for press purposes. It's giving my work away for free." He said the photo authorization form included a section that gave the management firm perpetual worldwide right to use any or all of the photographs for any non-commercial purpose. Mr. Sheldon said clauses like this were becoming more and more common in photo agreement forms. He said it was Taylor's stance with Apple that was a contradiction because her management firm was guilty of doing the exact same thing with photos. In a statement, a spokesperson for Taylor said the standard photography agreement has been misrepresented and that it clearly states that any photographer shooting the 1989 World Tour has the opportunity for further use of said photographs with management's approval. Another distinct misrepresentation is the claim that the copyright of the photos will be with anyone other than the photographer. This agreement does not transfer copyright away from the photographer. Every artist has a right to and should protect the use of their name and likeness. So now onto some more recent news. Taylor wrapped up her final Eras Tour performance in Sydney on Monday. More than 600,000 tickets were sold to her 7 shows in Melbourne and Sydney, including 3 sold-out shows at the Melbourne Cricket Ground with a record audience of 96,000 fans each night. One of those diehard fans was her boyfriend Travis Kelce, who flew all the way to Australia to watch her perform. The two of them also went on a wholesome date to the Sydney Zoo after Taylor went once by herself. She must have had such a good time that she returned again with Travis to show him all of the native Australian animals. His trip to Sydney was pretty short though, since he was seen flying back to the US the day after. Speaking of Travis, his father father, Ed Kelce, recently spoke up in support of his relationship. He spoke out against Bethenny Frankel after she commented on Taylor Swift. The reality star broached the topic while doing her makeup in an Instagram video. She said Travis loves to be the center of attention and compared him to one of her past ex-boyfriends. She went on a bit of a rant where she was doubting the longevity of their relationship. She said, when you get into real life and you get into kids and marriage and things like that, it's not easy. Relationships take work and it's hard because Taylor Swift is certainly a peacock. So there's usually can only be one peacock in a relationship. After Ed caught wind of Frankel's comments, he then took to Facebook to say, who the F is this troll? So he was clearly pretty fired up and he did not appreciate anyone being so negative about his son and his girlfriend. But those weren't the first comments Bethenny made about the Kelce family. In a TikTok posted on February 14, she complained about Donna Kelce's partnership with Ziploc, saying, I want to know why Travis Kelce's mom is being paid for pictures with Ziploc bags coming out of her purse. I was documented on The Housewives with my bathing suit stored in Ziploc bags. Why didn't I get paid? For his part, Travis seemed to pay no attention to Bethenny at all. He's still on a high from the Chiefs' victory at the Super Bowl, and nothing can bring him down. He spent Saturday night in Las Vegas with his team celebrating, and while Taylor couldn't be there to party in person, she was definitely there in spirit, because there was actually a video captured inside the Vegas nightclub where the team was partying, and Travis was seen dancing to a remix of Love Story with Marshmello. So it's safe to say that Taylor's Australian leg of the tour was a huge success, despite a few hiccups along the way. She surprised fans during that same Melbourne show where she revealed that she was lonely while she was writing Folklore, despite the fact that she was in a relationship with Joe Alwyn at the time. This was when she quarantined during the pandemic in early 2020. Taylor said, I was imagining that instead of being a lonely millennial woman covered in cat hair, drinking my weight in white wine, I was a ghostly Victorian lady wandering through the woods with a candle in a candlestick holder, and I wrote only on parchment with a feathered quill. When Taylor wrote Folklore, she was in a years-long relationship with Joe. In fact, he even helped her write some of the album's tracks. They started dating in 2016 and they kept their relationship extremely private, which Taylor touched on in her 2020 interview with Rolling Stone. She said, I think that in knowing him and being in the relationship that I am now, I have definitely made decisions that have made my life feel more like a real life and less like a storyline to be commented on in tabloids. She went on to say, whether that's deciding where to live, who to hang out with, when not to take a picture, the idea of privacy feels so strange to try and explain, but it's really just trying to find bits of normalcy. The two of them split in early 2023 after 6 years of dating, and according to an inside source, it wasn't all that dramatic. The relationship had just run its course, but privacy is clearly something that affected it, because Taylor has since changed her outlook on how she wants to live her life. She said, life is short, have adventures. Me locking myself away in my house for a lot of years, I'll never get that time back. I'm more trusting now than I was 6 years ago. She's also become a lot more comfortable putting her love life on display. In September, she and Travis Kelce went public with their relationship, and they've been public ever since. Taylor supported him throughout the NFL season until his Super Bowl 2024 victory, and he flew thousands of miles to catch the Eras Tour show abroad. Talking about their decision to be open with their romance, she said, when you say a relationship is public, that means I'm going to see him do what he loves, we're showing up for each other, and other people are there and we just don't care. Alluding to her last relationship, she also said the opposite of that is you have to go to an extreme amount of effort to make sure that no one knows that you're seeing someone, and we're just proud of each other. But of course, there is also a lot of pressure that comes with being so public. Taylor and Travis only started dating in the summer, but there are already fans speculating about their possible engagement. The rumors reached their peak when Travis prepared for the Chiefs to take home the Super Bowl ring, and some fans hoped that he would pop the question to her after the game, which is kind of crazy and the opposite of romantic, but hey, there will be rumors about anything. So what do you guys think about their relationship? Please let me know in the comments below, and I'll catch you all in the next video.